Arsenal is playing PSV and Heaven tomorrow at the Emirates, and obviously it's a big game, group decider on who is really going to be on top of the table. This is the top of the table clash. Whoever really wins this game will really have given himself a very huge chance to go ahead and really win this table or group into the UEFA Europa Champions League. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys? And where are you watching us from? I apologize to you guys. It has been not really good time for me in my country, and obviously a lot of things have been not going on well, but obviously I'm back to really bring to you and present to you on a daily in here onto the Rokani Media Football. I'm back with the Arsenal game versus a team which goes by the names of PSV. In there for you, one of those battles that you expect to be really very much hard for a side which goes by the names of Arsenal. If at all you really watch that game of Bordeaux, that double Sunda, even if Arsenal won 3-0 at Emirates, it never really drew a very good picture of what really happened in the field of play. Bordeaux had a lion's share of the possession, but Arsenal really created very many chances and scored 3 out of those. At away in Bordeaux, it was a different story altogether. Arsenal really had to win that game by luck. If at all you know what Arsenal is in right now. If I had done the match reaction of Arsenal's 1 Leeds 0 at Aaron Road, I would have come in and told you that even another game that Arsenal won because of luck, that penalty missed out by Bamford, and the way Ramsdale was in epic form or elite form to really stop the likes of Bamford, Rodrigo, and very many others, it really shows you that it was a game won by luck. And when Roy Keane, the former United captain, came out and told Arsenal fans that some of the games, he said that Arsenal has been winning games by luck, I think he overgeneralized it. But the games Arsenal has been winning by luck are the game of Liverpool, the game of Bordeaux, and the game of Leeds, meaning that their recent 3 fixtures, Arsenal has been winning them by luck, by a slack or a difference of 1 goal. That's what Arsenal has been winning those games on, and it shows you that Arsenal is a more improved side than how they were last season. In those situations, last season, Arsenal wouldn't win that game of football, and they would have really conceded goals. But with that solid defense of Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes, with Thomas Partey playing in front of them, providing a shield to that back four, and Ramsdale being an excellent goalkeeper by making world-class saves, obviously, Arsenal is looking a more improved side than how they were last season. Jetting into this game of football, obviously, I believe Mikel Arteta is going to be having his presser in the next 3 hours from now. I'm going to bring you the press conference reaction for that game of football as Arsenal plays a side which goes by the names of PSV. And he's going to tell us who is out, who is in, but obviously the big question is going to be on a man who goes by the names of Zinchenko. Where is Zinchenko? Is he back in training? And obviously, he's one of those players that really gives Arsenal a very good game, especially going forward and control of the game. Now, to me, I believe in this game of PSV, it's the biggest game in the group stage of Arsenal because PSV is not an easy side. They're having players like Sangare, Cody Gakpo, there is Simeons, and very many other good players that really play very well. They really play an attacking style of football, and I believe the likes of Cody Gakpo can really make it hard for a side which goes by the names of Arsenal. Remember, Arsenal was one of those teams that were interested in signing Cody Gakpo, and they never signed him. United came close, but after being overvalued, all overcharged for Anthony, close to 100 million euros. They said we don't have any more money left to spend on a player who goes by the names of Cody Gakpo, and that is what happened for a side which goes by the names of Manchester United. Now, Arsenal are really going to be hosting PSV. PSV is having 7 points. Arsenal are having 9 points. Arsenal needs to go ahead and really win this game. There is a game Arsenal need to win. They need to go ahead and really win this game because when they win it, it will be clear that they are topping the group, and it's Group A, meaning that they'll be having 12 points, maximum points in the 4 games they would have played. And this is a win that Mikel Arteta is going to urge his players to go on and fight for at Emirates. Big game, I can't wait to see it being played at Emirates, and tomorrow we'll be here live bringing you the match build-up and obviously the match preview as far as this game of football is concerned, and obviously the match reaction when the game is done, player ratings, managers reaction, etc, and lots of things that are really going to be happening down at the Emirates. Smash the like button, comment and share. Rokani David is my name. Let's get straight into this game analysis and analogy as far as this team is really concerned of Arsenal. How is Mikel Arteta going to stand tomorrow as they play side which goes by names of PSV, because he needs to go out strong to stop the likes of Sangare. If at all he brings in Sambi Lokonga, I believe the midfield battle is going to be won by PSV, something that you wouldn't like your team to be going through, because games of football have proven that they're won and lost in the midfield. First goal always important, and how do you get that first goal? You need to see yourself really getting to the levels of really playing into your first team in the foyer. For the goalkeeping department, I believe it's going to stay unchanged, because he really proved in the game of Bordeaux away that he's really a very good and a light goalkeeper. That is a man who goes by the Matt Turner. He pulled out some good saves for that kept Arsenal into that game, because Bordeaux were really a team that had come to destroy a side which goes by the name of Arsenal. For that side, I believe it's really going to be a different, there is no difference going to be made. But on the right back, I believe this man is going to play the right back. I think he's really back and fully fit. He played in the game of a team which goes by the names of Liverpool as a left back. He played as a left back for a team which goes by the names of Arsenal as they played Leeds, and obviously I believe it's really going to be played onto the right side of the back four in this game of football when they're playing a team which goes by the names of PSV. Obviously, it's the one who is going to be facing a man who goes on Cody Gakpo, and you wouldn't like Ben White to be playing that side, because Arsenal are going to be playing over the weekend another game. Are they playing Brighton? Another game that is not as easy as people expect it to be. But Tomiyasu is going to be responsible for really stopping Cody Gakpo, because he's the main man for a team which goes by names of PSV, and is going to be causing a lot of havoc to that side of Arsenal. So Tomiyasu, I think, as he really pocketed Mohamed Salah, I believe he can really go out and really pocket a man who goes by the names of Cody Gakpo, because Cody Gakpo plays on the left attacking side of the midfield. That means they're really going to be facing a man who goes by the names of Tomiyasu, and I think Tomiyasu is better defensively than Benny White in this situation and scenario. Left back, I believe KNTN is going to come in through and really start on the left side of the full back. That is KNTN, and I think he's going to be facing Simeons. You know, Simeons is a player on loan from PSG, very young talented player, having a very good game in the weekend. He scored, I think, a brace when they're beating Utrecht 6-1, and obviously he's one of those players that really is doing great at the side which goes by the names of PSV, and obviously those are the two players that are really a threat for Arsenal that KNTN and Tomiyasu need to stop respectively, meaning that KNTN has to stop Simeons and Cody Gakpo, and Tomiyasu needs to go and stop Cody Gakpo in there for you. So I believe those are going to be the fullbacks of Arsenal. And in the central defense, I believe Saliba is going to start into that central defense of Arsenal, and Gabriel Magal is going to start, because this game is a make or break for Arsenal. They solidify their lead of the table, or they really give out a win. And it's really going to be so much hard for them to really go ahead and really bring in defenders that are not of A class, because this side of PSV is not an easy nut to crack. If at all Rob Holding makes it to this starting 11, I'm going to be surprised, because I believe Mikel Arteta knows the levels of which the team is really going to play against R, especially PSV. I think they're really going to be having a double tie. And obviously, if Arsenal wins this game at Emirates, even if they go out and lose out in Netherlands, they will be needing only 1 point to come out and really top the group. Remember teams like Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, which other teams, Juventus, are really sloping down into the UEFA Europa League, and they are going to play the round of 32. The round of 32 with teams that are going to be finishing second in this group. So Arsenal needs to get its first spot that out. They don't play the round of 32, and they just play the round of 16 in there for you. Then let's go to the midfield. I believe Thomas Partey is going to return and start in the UEFA Europa League. Is going to make his first start in the UEFA Europa League. And Grant Xhaka is going to go out and really play alongside Thomas Partey. I believe he's going strong. If there is something that is going to do, he is going out strong to win this game of football in any ways. He needs to go ahead and really beat PSV to make a statement that, please, I've topped the group, I've topped the group and no one can come in through and really reach me. Because if Arsenal beat PSV, they'll be needing just 1 point from the other game of FC Zurich they're going to host at Emirates, and I believe it's going to be the last game of the group stage, and obviously they'll be okay. So Partey and Xhaka are needed to stop the likes of Sangare and a man who goes by the names of Guterres, who plays into that double midfield pivot of a team which goes by the names of PSV. So PSV are really ready to go on and retake on Arsenal, and I believe Arsenal should go with that starting 11. So central attack midfielder Odegaard, man responsible for the assist of Bukayo Saka against a team which goes by the names of Leeds over the weekend. So he's going to start because he really gives them a lot of control, and that's why I really believe that if United had a player like Odegaard playing to that central midfield area, maybe would have been a more team with a more big threat, because this guy tailors a lot of attacks in that central attack midfield area, and you need him always, something that Bruno doesn't do, and Arsenal really having Odegaard and a player who goes by the names of Fabio Vieira doing that job. I believe Fabio Vieira will come from the bench this time around, or if he's to go for a 4-3-3, he might play Thomas Partey, Fabio Vieira and Odegaard, but I think will be so much open, and his central midfield will be overstretched by Guterres and Sangare, who play into that double midfield of a team which goes by the names of PSV. So on the right-hand side of the midfield, I believe it's not going to be Marquinhos, it's going to be Bukayo Saka, obviously scoring a goal in Norway against Bordeaux, scoring one against a side which goes by the names of Leeds, and scoring a brace against Liverpool, meaning that in his 3 games he has scored 4 goals. Very much in form, 5 goals this season with 4 assists. That's Bukayo Saka. You won't really leave him behind in a game of such magnitude, and I believe he's really going to be brought in here to really give United the best that they really deserve, to come on and do the needful for a side which goes by the names of Manchester United. A side which goes by the names of PSV, and I believe is going to be so much hurting, especially facing Max Maxi, the left back of a team which goes by the names of PSV into that attack mode at Emirates. Then Martinelli, you'll need him, especially because in the game of Bordeaux, he was rested. Reece Nelson started, and then he came in later. That is a man who goes by the Martinelli to see to it that they really consolidate that 1-0 win over a side which goes by the names of Bordeaux, and obviously played some good minutes when Arsenal was beating Leeds. And I think this time around you bring him on because Arsenal is really not going to be having a hard fixture over the weekend. Who is Arsenal playing over the weekend? Let me see. They are playing away to Southampton. Not an easy game, but I believe this game is more important because he believes that his players can get the necessary recovery after really topping the group stage. Because winning this game of football against PSV gets the pressure off you to go on and really rest your players in the remaining games. Because if at all you beat PSV, you'll need just a win at Zurich. You need a win of Zurich at Emirates and obviously top the table, and obviously even get another rest of not playing at the round of 32 and wait for the round of 16 in the UEFA Europa League. That's it. And obviously Arsenal is really going to do a lot to win this game of football, and I believe they're going to go strong. Leading the line, Gabriel Jesus or Edin Ketia. I believe it's supposed to be Edin Ketia. Edin Ketia really has been given a chance to start in all the UEFA Europa League games, and I believe in such a system he'll be so much privileged to start because he's going to be playing with the A-class players of Arsenal, and I think creativity is going to be on a different level altogether, and I believe they're really going to go ahead and really get him serviced to really net those balls at the back of the net. But Edin Ketia, my problem with him is simple. My problem with Arsenal is like that the problem I have with Manchester United. United and Arsenal are not really feeding a lot or creating a lot for their number 9. That's why you say to it that Gabriel Jesus is tied at 5 goals and 4 assists this season. The same applies to Bukayo Saka. You get? He's tied on 5 goals and 4 assists. You see? Meaning that the creativity coming in from the wide areas and central midfield is not really enough for players like Edin Ketia and Gabriel Jesus to come in through and really give them the best they deserve. So I believe, for me, that they need to go ahead and really create in a lot of chances for these players of a team which goes by the names of Arsenal, because a number 9 feeds on creativity. And if at all you don't create him chances, then he's not going to come in here and really get you the best that you deserve. And that's my query for a team which goes by the names of Arsenal, especially Arsenal and Manchester United, because when you look at Chelsea, you see some creativity coming in from the central midfield and the wide areas. Even the wingers of Arsenal are not as creative as they're supposed to be. Ben White, not creative as supposed to be. I don't see him really putting in crosses as we expect them to be coming in through Zinchenko. I think Kientien is the only player who is really trying to bring in those crosses, and I believe Mikel Arteta should be working on this, because it's something that he has to have on his team regularly, because it's written nowhere that in the game of football you're really going to be relying onto your wide forwards and central attack midfielder to score goals. You get? The build-up and the composure of that team of Arsenal you're seeing on the screen really is made, all built to go on and really create chances for a central attack midfielder. And people coming out and really letting us that Mikel Arteta is really one of those people that are really portraying, all trying to do a blueprint of what Pep Guardiola is doing at a team which goes by the name of Man City, then we should see these people create more chances for their centre forward. I believe if Gabriel Jesus was having creativity, or half a creativity that Haaland is getting at Man City, I would have believed that he would have even scored more than Haaland, because Haaland is getting chances, and I believe there is a more in scoring goals in Gabriel Jesus than Haaland, because Gabriel Jesus will go on and really get himself in the build-up and do lots of things for the club and the team other than Haaland. And I believe Arsenal just needs to go ahead and really do the needful to create more chances for a guy who goes by the names of Gabriel Jesus. So I think that is something that Arsenal should work upon and improve, especially having been top of the table. They need to improve on the way they really create those chances for themselves, because the avenues on how they're creating those goals are really getting to get shuttered down. You see, in the game of Liverpool, the game ended 3-2. In the game of Bordeaux, 1-0. The game of Leeds, 1-0. So what if Leeds pulled one back? Where would Arsenal have gotten that goal? Because I never saw Arsenal really creating more clear-cut chances into that side of football. So I believe Arteta needs to work out on that, but Tomiyasu and Kientien are those players responsible for what a game PSV is going to be having at Emirates tomorrow, because PSV is really going to go out there and use its wide forwards, the right and left attacking midfielders in the names of Simeons and Cody Gakpo, to really overstretch that pitch and really cut inside. And you know, Cody Gakpo, he has got himself involved in 21 goals this season. I think that should be a threat to Arsenal, and especially to Kientien and Tomiyasu. They need to go ahead and really watch those clips of Cody Gakpo and Simeons and know how they really act each and every time they get that ball to attack a side which goes by the names of Arsenal, because it's really going to be a very big game. And obviously those two are really going to be determinant on who is really going to win that game of football. And the others that are going to be determinant are Sangare and Thomas Partey. So that midfield area of Arsenal needs to have a lot of energy and strength. Sangare, he's a towering of a lad, strong, press resistant. He can really even score that goal. He has a hard shot on him. He even can really get those long balls and distribute them to the likes of Simeone and Cody Gakpo. And those are really going to be watching this game. It's really going to be an exciting game. Two coaches that believe in a philosophy that is really attack-minded, not playing the defensive line. Though Arsenal can really go ahead and really do that and say, all right, let's sit back and really hit you on the break. We know that very well about a team which goes by the names of Arsenal. But tomorrow, I think we're really going to be having an exciting game at Emirates. Your predictions are welcome in the comment section below. And I believe if at all Arsenal goes strong, they can put 3 goals past a side which goes by the PSV. And someone will say Rokani. Now, you say Arsenal can put 3 against PSV, then you're telling them that you're going to be a threat to Arsenal in there for you guys. PSV is a threat to Arsenal because they are really having exciting players and they build from the back. They can really get that ball and really be a threat side which goes by the names of Arsenal. And today, I believe Arsenal really require a lot to come in and really put in this game of football. And Mikel Arteta knows the more importance of this game of football. So your predictions are welcome in the comment section below. I stay Rokani David onto the Rokani Media Football Arsenal versus PSV match preview. And we'll be looking at how Arsenal is improving on creating chances for their number 9. Is that something I'm looking at in every game Arsenal is playing? I want to see how they're really improving on how they're really creating chances from the wide areas and obviously the central attacking midfield area. I hand you over to the Almighty Lord. Your reactions are welcome in the comment section below. Who do you want to start? Who don't you want to start? And your predictions are welcome. I stay Rokani David. I'm out.